It's a celebration. It's a celebration that brings hopefully light to you and maybe additional seasoning, so to speak, in your heart, that you're able to take out to other people the goodness of the Lord. If we were to take today's message and put it on Twitter, it would take about 133 characters to get the last one. Let your light shine before all. Give glory to God. That's what we're asked to do. And we have many challenges and many chances. The challenges are often beset with temptation to do something else. Well, we could be reading our phones for an hour. That would be a challenge. Got a lot more on my phone than this guy's given up here to talk with. And the challenge, certainly, to each of us is to live out our faith, to be the light of the world, to be the salt of the earth. And that's not easy, but it's possible. Because our Lord gives us all the grace we need if we ask Him for it. Grace that's necessary. Sometimes the grace to bear a cross is difficult. And the cross could be a member of our family, a challenge to us. It could be your fellow Christian or neighbor. And the power that God gives us makes us do wonderful things we never realized we could do. That's why Isaiah is telling us to be the light of the world, to be the salt of the earth. He's already teaching us in the Old Testament, and then Jesus amplifies it and brings it to a new dimension in the New Testament. And we could be salt of the earth just to somebody around us. You may not know this, but when I was in the seminary, in fact before college seminary, I failed one subject, speech. You know why? I was afraid to get up and speak in public. I sweat profusely. My hands were wiggling. And so I refused to get up and give the speech that I was supposed to give to pass for the semester. And the priest professor failed me. And I had to go to summer school for it, to make up credits. So I went to Penn State. That's my one connection with Penn State. I went there for a semester. You think I took speech? No way. I took psychology. It was a lot easier. Then we got to do theology in another seminary, the Philadelphia Seminary. And of course, every day, one of the seminaries, you have to take a turn to read the lesson of the day at the noon meal. The dean of students had been my sophomore English teacher in high school, now who is transferred to this position. So I got him again. And after a number of students had come up to take their turn to read the prayers of the day, the reading, the saint of the day, and then sit down and have their own meal, he asked me one time, he said, I never saw you up there. Well, every time it was my turn, I always found somebody else who would really love to get up there at that microphone. Classmate, you know. I don't know if they were narcissistic or anything. They just like to get up there. And so I always passed it off. And he says, have you been up there yet to read the reading? He said, to do the saint of the day. I said, no, Mom. He said, well, tomorrow you will. I did not sleep that night. I mean, I did not. And when I got up there, the seminaries were doing their thing, but all of a sudden, everything stopped because I had a bad case of stuttering. That's why I wouldn't speak in public. I stuttered then. Now, you wouldn't believe it now. When I get excited, some people will recognize that, yes. If they get really excited, I start stuttering. But that was a problem. And everyone in the room felt empathy toward me. I was sweating, I couldn't get the words out well enough, stuttering. They just couldn't believe it because that's not normal conversation. But then that's not a normal situation. The worst fears a seminary can have, or worst fears are his own peers. Not his professors, his peers. And so, at that particular point, they felt bad. The dean felt bad. I'm glad. He called me over. And he said, what's your problem? I said, I can't do that. He said, if you're going to be a priest, you're going to have to do it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to call so-and-so, and he's going to help you along. If any of you are from the Philadelphia area of my generation or close to it, you remember a TV and radio show locally that was called the Grady and Hirsch Show. Anybody here ever remember Grady and Hirsch? Okay. Joe Grady was a devout Catholic gentleman who gave of his time when called upon to ask anybody to help them to speak well. Now, I don't know Ed Hirsch. He was the other head of the team, comedy team, radio and TV. But it's the first time I met Joe Grady because I used to hear him as a kid on the radio show. He came to the seminary. He would commute. He would take the train from his house and walk the 3 blocks from the train station to the seminary. And he came in, said, I heard you have a difficulty. I'm here to help you. For me, he was the salt of the earth. He made the difference. And that's what we have to do. To make a difference in other people's life by being the salt of the earth. Give them the possibilities of letting their light shine too. By shining your light first. And that's what he did. He shined his light. Solution. He said, who's your best friend in the class? I said, John Skindeleski. Monsignor John's. He and I are the last pastors left in our class who have not retired or died. He's still in suburban Philly. He's retiring in May. I guess I still have to go on. At any rate, he said, you write the homily and you preach to him in front of me, of course. Oh, that was easy. That's my good friend. And so he did. And I didn't stutter. It was easy. He said, okay, next time I come next week, choose the second best friend in class, Ray Rosa. Okay. So I now preached to John and to Ray in the next class. And the next time he doubled it, there were 4 people in my class. Handpicked audience. I'm not worried about them. They're not going to critique me in a negative way. And then it was 8. And then it was 16, and finally the whole class. He doubled it each time. And by that time, it was over. No problem. I didn't stutter. I was able to give a homily in front of 32 classmates. And from there, take it to the seminary. Joe Grady came even in snow. And there were times he came, he trudged through that snow from the train station and found out there was no class that day. No one told him it was a school holiday. But he came faithful. And that's what our Lord asks us to do. Faithfully, even though adversarial times will come, you're faithful. If you're faithful to God, you're going to be the light for other people. And if you do those things he asks you to do and you do them well, and that's what he's asking, that you do them and do them well, then you become the salt of the earth. You know, salt a long time ago was used to preserve food when there was no refrigeration. And salt was very valuable as a form of money. There are salt mines in southern Poland. Your Krakow where John Paul lived. Famous salt mines. In fact, if you go down there 380 feet down, you walk down, the elevator will take you back up. You don't want to take that elevator down, really. At any rate, go down there, you will see from the faith of workers down there, way down the subterranean area, a beautiful carved chapel. It's actually a basilica. It's as big as our church, all carved out of salt. If you don't believe me, Google it in sometime. Wieliczka, W-I-E-L-I-C-Z-K-A. You'll see the pictures. The floor is not marble, it's salt. But the etchings make it look like it's tile floor because it's done so perfectly. The crisscrossing here is all done as marble. And you come down the stairs to it like a choir loft. All the spindles carved out of salt. You see the altar carved out of salt. You see the candle holders carved out of salt. You see the crucifix carved out of salt. They took to heart the gospel of today in a very, very special way. You are the salt of the earth. They knew from what they did, the mining of the salt, that people would be able to survive, to live, to preserve their food. And it was amazing. Yes, during World War II, the Nazis used it as a prisoner place for a while. Generals, colonels, and lieutenants, and so forth. Yeah. But it was still untouched. And you see in another room, another chamber, another chapel, it's older, it's starting to fade, moisture gets in there. But it's still the faith of the people, all out of salt. The more recent ones, there's an image of John Paul with a microphone, carved out of salt, a little light behind it, a light center. The image of the Blessed Mother. And then what I call the masterpiece, in the wall, etched right in the wall, carved in the wall, is Da Vinci's Last Supper. Carved out of salt, little lights to light it up, doing it so you can see the figures, the images. The faith of the people, all tied in with salt. And yes, they made money, and the people use it, salt as a barter trade. Not so much today when you can be able to use it. I guess up north you can use it to spread over the streets so you can get over the winter snows and ice. Aren't you glad you're down here? But our Lord takes that very significant element that comes created for us, and he makes the simile for us, the paradigm. You are the salt of the earth. You're going to go out and make a difference in people's lives. Somebody say, well, I can't walk. I've got a walker. I can't walk. Doesn't mean anything. You're still the salt of the earth. You're praying for somebody. You're picking up that phone and talking to someone. That makes a difference in someone who's lonely, someone who's forgotten. You're going out if you're physically able to do something for them. To maybe do an errand. To say a nice word. That's what our Lord is talking about. Then you light up people's lives that way. Because you've got the light of Christ already shining in you from baptism, and you made sure you didn't let it go out. Too many people who call themselves Catholics have done that. Too many people who claim to be Christians have done that. They let the light of their life go out. They forgot about the God who loves them, the God who made them, the God who preserves them, the God who gave them all the beautiful things that we have on earth. For whatever reason, that is done. It's a challenge. So each of us has a challenge to meet. When the challenge comes, are we going to extinguish the light? When the challenge comes, are we going to let the salt become insipid? Each one of us is called to be salt and light to people who are in need. The readings today tell us, Isaiah the first reading especially, and Jesus calls us to do the same. And when you are serving God by serving his people, you give glory to him. And you can Twitter out all you want. But giving glory to God is what we do that lifts their souls. And so the Lord will lift our soul to himself.